Okay, everybody, today I'm going to work on some holiday arrangements. We did have snow and some cold temperatures over the last few days. That has since blown away, moved out of our area, which is nice. We're back up into the teens. I think today's around 14 degrees. And it looks like it's going to be a great weekend as well. So perfect for getting all the outdoor stuff finished and cleaned up. But today I'm going to start in this front garden where I planted all my tulips. And I'm going to do a winter arrangement in my urn. I'm going to clean out what's in there. So that was, what was in there? Petunias. I had purple and white wave petunias. I moved them from the back garden out to the front. They did much better in the front, a lot more sun out in this section, and filled in the concrete urn and pedestal that I picked up over the summer and added it to our front garden. So that is where I'm going to start today with my holiday arrangements. I'll take you around the property and gather up the greens that I'm going to use, lots of the evergreens. What else do I have? Cedar. I'm going to try and find some dogwood. I have my hydrangeas. So I have, where are they? I have a bunch of hydrangeas here, as well as some over on the other side. And in this urn in the front, I'm going to be putting this sphere. So what I had in there was the bird bath. It was frozen in, so I took it out after it thawed out. And I'll probably just store that inside for the winter or in the garage or somewhere. And replacing it with this planter ball. You can hang this. It does have, it has a thing to hang it, but I'm going to use it in the urn. I'll probably just put that down underneath so you don't see it. Lots of options for that. So this is my first year with that ball or sphere, whatever you want to call it. So I'm going to try and make some fun holiday arranging with that. I picked up some spikes, you know, the little red berries and some blingy goldy stuff, and I'm just going to add that to that, and we'll see how it all turns out. This will be my first arrangement that I'm going to do. And oh, birch. I'm also going to grab some birch poles from some of the birch that we have around the property and use that as well. So let's get started. First, I'm going to cut the petunias out and get the sphere set up, and we'll go gather up some greens. Well, I've got this sphere kind of placed into this container for now. It looks relatively centered. As I add the greens to it, once I get that stuff kind of set in around it, it's for now it's just as centered as best I can get it. I had to take out the rocks that I had the bird bath sat on, but I can always put those back in at another time. I might have to fill the middle hole with some more soil, and I'll grab a bag of that as we go around and pick up our winter greens. This is where the dahlias were. I got those all cleaned out, but this is the wagon that I'm going to use to go gather up our winter green stuff. lots of green stuff here. Now I want to go on a hunt for some cedar and dogwood. I know we do have some dogwood back in behind our property, so that'll be a trek back in there. On my way to the post office today, I found some yellow dogwood. I don't know what it's called as far as the botanical name, but I think I'll take a run out to the road and grab some of it. It's a bright yellow. It was easy to find, but I know I do have some red dogwood back here somewhere. What a beautiful day it is out. Like, I don't even think I need this jacket on. Okay, so let's go back in here and see what we can find. Oh, I also want to look for some of those red berries, winter berries I think they are, and see what I have back here. Let's go on a hike. There's a birch tree, but I don't want to really damage any of it. I know we do have some birch back here that has fallen, and I'll use some of it, so. This is where we're headed for some dogwood back in here. These nice bright red branches. So I'm going to cut a few of those. And it is just wild dogwood, so it isn't very straight like you'd get in your nursery, but I kind of like that look. So we're going to cut some of that and use it. Now we'll go find some birch. Well, I found a couple that are down here on the ground. I don't know how they're going to look. Let's see what they look like. I'm not sure. We'll try that and see. We'll keep looking. Well, these are the birch poles that I found so far. I think they look pretty good. We'll try some of those. Some of them are pretty rotten. Again, they're just birch that, my shadow's in the way here. It's just birch poles that are on the ground out here in this heavily wooded area, but there's lots of birch trees still. Anyways, that's what I have so far, and we'll go see how it looks. Okay, so I didn't find any cedar, but I did find some, well, I didn't find them. I knew my boxwoods from the back had the tree land on them, so I went and grabbed what I could from that. And there's a piece of birch bark here that was on the ground, so I grabbed it. And then we have a crab apple tree out in the front, so I grabbed some crab apples from it. And I'm going to grab some dirt, we'll fill in the middle, and we'll start with the center and work our way around the edge with all these greens, and we'll see what else we need to add as we go. Show you what I've created so far. It looks kind of wild and crazy right now. Lots of empty spaces, but we're gonna fill those up as we go. The first item I put in the center were the birch poles. Very natural looking, not your pristine birch poles that you could grab from your local nursery. But I kind of like that. It matches our property. And then the dogwood, I've filled in around the birch poles with some of the dogwood. And the base, I'm just trying to make a sort of apron, I guess you could call it, of these fir boughs. And I've kind of drooped them down over. Any that need to be trimmed or that are too long, I can always cut back once I get more of the arrangement put together. But I'll show you how I'm putting in these fir branches. So I've just trimmed off the bottom of the branch, and I'm just going to slide it into the dirt and make sure that it's in there really secure. And we'll keep moving on with some more of the pine next, and we'll fill in with boxwood and some other things that I might find. And it is as simple as that. I just jam it right into the dirt, and it's holding now my sphere in place. Once this dirt in here freezes, everything will be really secure for most of the season. And we might even add some twinkle lights. Well, this is what I've got so far. I'm running out of supplies, so I'm going to need to go and get some more items, and it definitely needs some more shaping up. I'm going to have to kind of, I think, shorten some of these longer pieces and just bring them more in so that you can see more of the urns. So a work in progress. I'm still going to keep working on this. I put some hydrangeas in there. I really like the boxwood greens in around the center of the sphere, but I also don't want to lose the sphere or the circle or the globe that's in the center. I'm going to keep working away on this, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's finished. Well, I think I finished my holiday planter, my first planter, and a learning curve with this one. I think I started with my branches too big over the edges of the urn. I had to scale it back so that you could still see the urn and the obelisk or the sphere in the middle, but I think it turned out okay. I'm going to move on to some other ones, but overall, I think it turned out okay. I used most of the stuff that I found around my own property, but overall, I think it turned out pretty good. Oh, can you pass me that gold curly Q thing down there, please?
Gold curly Q thing.
Today we are back out in front garden. Let's start that over again. Today I'm out in the front garden again. I'm going to work on some holiday arrangements. What do I want to talk about today? My sphere. Gathering some greenery around the property, cutting some greens, making a holiday arrangement, making a winter garden arrangement. I don't know. I'll just kind of wing it as I go. Let's start this over.